Yay, is this the time?
Hey, what's going on?
Are we
What are you guys
ready?
doing? Oh, we're all here.
Hi.
Oh,
Okay.
good, oh, good.
What's the plan, man?
Okay, so this is where we sing the birthday song, right?
Oh, happy
yeah,
birthday.
yeah.
Okay.
This is your birthday song.
Yeah.
It isn't very long.
Wait. That's not
What?
the birthday song.
What's that? What?
It goes like this. Ready? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy
No,
birthday
no,
from
no,
all
no,
of us
no.
to you.
You. Oh,
That's
no.
it.
To you.
That's not the birthday song.
Oh, how's it go?
What is
It
the
goes
birthday
like
song?
this.
It's your birthday.
Oh,
happy
birthday. Happy birthday.
What?
No.
No.
You know what? We should just do a birthday video.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a
Okay,
great
everybody,
idea.
roll it. Here comes the birthday
Do
video.
a video.
I'm gonna go get ready. Great idea. Makeup.
Oh, right now? Oh.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Oh, hey, Paul. It's me, Gus. And I just wanted to share that special memory of when we met. Remember that time when we met and Brad was like, Paul, this is Gus. And I was like,
Who is it for? Who? Vincent Paul Davis? I don't know him.
Hi, Paul. I wanted to thank you for inviting me over to your house for cheese and crackers.
Hey, Paul Vincent Davis. I just want to wish you a little happy birthday wish.
No, I've never met the man. I'm sure he's very nice, but Paul Vincent Davis. No, I don't know him.
Paul, happy birthday.
Remember me.
In fact, now, every time I go past Puppet Show Place, I start to crave cheese. And that's all because of you!
Happy birthday, Paul! From one of your biggest fans. Monster kisses for you! Mwah.
I still don't know him. He did what? No.
and I looked at you and I couldn't even speak. I was like this. And I was speechless. And you were like, high five. And you gave me a Slim Jim. And then we've been emailing each other ever since.
Happy birthday, Paul! Here's to 80 more years of cheese! Yay!
Hello, Paul. Happy birthday. I wanted to share a special memory I had with you. The first time we met was actually in Brad's class at the Puppet Show Place. And you were performing a piece. And for that class, we had to come up with pieces each week to perform in front of the rest of the class, which some would consider daunting. But you had a piece about a character finding something in their attic. And it was incredibly magical watching you transform this little scene when you only had a couple of little props, but you really set a scene, and I was completely lost in the story that you were telling and the humor that you involved, which I'm a really big fan of humor, so I appreciate it immensely. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for spending time with me and teaching me, and very happy birthday, and here's to many more.
High five. Oh, I think I broke something.
Paul, congratulations. It's terrific that you're 80 years old. And maybe you remember something about George Washington, who was in 3 shows. Nancy Laverick saw The King Who Moved a President, and I think that you will remember that because you remember everything about puppetry. And in that show, she said, I really love that show. I love the way Stephen did John F. Kennedy's accent. She said, I just have one quibble, though. George was so effeminate. And I said, well, Nancy, that's not surprising because due to the logistics of the show, I had to do him. So that's the reason. We always did him as a bit of a fop. And now I think Steve...
Oh, really?
Yes, and I think you should tell Paul the rest of the story.
Yes, I just wanted to remind you of your excellent memory for all things in puppetry. We were trying to revive our Gulliver's Travels show, and we'd lost Gulliver. He was gone. We looked high, we looked low, and he wasn't there. But you know what? We asked, somehow you found out, and you said, oh, he's in the book. In the book, I said. Well, what does that mean? It means that the book was for another show, and we used Little Gulliver in that book. And sure enough, we opened the book, and there he was. Thank you again for that excellent memory of yours.
And happy birthday,
Happy
Paul.
birthday.
Is what? His 80th birthday.
Hey, Paul. I still remember, I think, not the very first time we met, but one of the very first. I was starting to look at the script for Raccoon Tales, and you were in the hospital. You've been in the hospital a couple times since then. Hopefully not again anytime soon. And you were sitting in the hospital bed, and you started talking about the story. And I think even without thinking about it, your hand just became a glove puppet. And you started being Raccoon and being Redcoat Bushy-tail Fox. And the door was wide open, and there was a whole nurse's station out there staring through the door, wondering what the heck this guy was doing with his hands like this. And I thought it was pretty wonderful that even in the hospital, you were giving everybody a puppet show and keeping everybody entertained. And you've kept me delighted and entertained every time I get to hang out with you for the last 5 years. So here's being ready for many, many years of Paul being a wonderful entertainer.
Happy birthday, Paul!
Happy birthday, Paul Vincent Davis. How do I get off this? Someone play me out.